Hi, I'm Susan Marth, and this is my new book, Dresden Quilt Workshop. In it, I have all the tools and tips that I have to make my perfect Dresden plates that I hope that you will share with the experience. So in the book, I have gone through and figured out everything that you need to know so that you can make nice flat Dresden plates. And some of these tools are Mary Ellen's Best Press. I spray all of my fabrics with Best Press before I start. And my next favorite tool is the Roxanne glue. It comes in this nice little applicator bottle so that the needle puts out fine little pieces of glue so that you don't have to worry about having excess glue on your little bitty pieces. Those two tools alone make my Dresden plates so much handier. So my next favorite tools are the Dresden templates. You have Dresden templates that will come paper form in the book, but because you're cutting so many pieces, I really like the Dresden plastic petals because you can cut around 8 layers of fabric at once with your rotary cutter. Some of my other favorite tools are the purple thing because you can put this right inside the tiny points of the petals and poke them out perfectly. Something else that I like are the Applique Tools. These Applique Tools help you to move the fabric around the freezer paper template easily because the pieces are small. The little pointed tools will help you do that effortlessly. It takes a little practice, but these are some of the tools that I basically won't leave home without if I'm making Dresden petals. Something else you'll want to have are some small scissors. Because these pieces are so small, the little scissors with a nice fine point can get into the seam of your petals, and you can trim those threads right next to the seam so there are no tail threads hanging out on the edge of your plates so that your plates all look nice and finished. These are my other favorite scissors. They're a Clover scissor, and they are nice for cutting small pieces of fabric because they kind of have a little grip to them. So when you cut your small pieces of fabric, you can get in close to where you need to cut also. I use these whenever I am trimming my circle templates to make the center of the petals. Something else I like, because I do a lot of 2-color petals on my plates, I don't want to have to go and change the thread from every other petal. So this silky medium taupe thread in a 30 weight will go over the light threads and the medium threads and blend in really well. So the applique stitch that I use for my petals are a blind hem stitch. If you alter that stitch, you can make the stitch really short and really narrow so that it will take like 3 stitches down, 1 stitch to the left, and then go 3 stitches down, 1 stitch to the left. And if you shorten it, it almost looks like a hand stitch. The next thing I want to say is if your machine won't allow you to alter that blind hem stitch, or maybe your machine doesn't have a blind hem stitch, you can use hand applique if you want to, or you can use another decorative stitch, or maybe even a zigzag stitch, because sometimes your machine will let you alter the size of the zigzag stitch where it won't allow you to do a blind stitch in that fashion. Everyone's machines are different, so you pretty much have to play with your own. So all of the quilts that are in my book have at least the tiny plate, which is a 4.5-inch finished plate, and then some of them also have the 9-inch plate. So the two of them play nicely together in the same quilt. So the templates will make those two blocks perfectly flat and perfectly round if you follow the instructions that I've laid out for you. But you also have guides in here that will explain how to perfectly put those petals together so that they're nice and flat. Your scant 1/4 inch seam is very important. And if you're not getting those exactly flat and perfectly round, I have ways in here that you can check your seam allowances so that you can do a perfect job every time and come out with perfect petals for your quilts. I hope you enjoy quilting along with me. Thank you.